global warming and climate change. Now, how many of you believe that there is widespread destruction of forests taking place in Kerala? See, to understand climate change and global warming, we need to understand the basic science behind it. We know that carbon is a problem, carbon emission. Carbon emission includes global warming, it incites global warming. And we all know that carbon emission has to be stopped or reduced. But why? What is the problem of carbon? And how carbon impacts global warming? That is something which we need to understand before we talk about it. See, as you know, all energy in this earth is generated from light. Light means sunlight. So we get sunlight from the sun, okay? And the light that comes in, almost half of it gets reflected and goes back to the atmosphere. So the light that comes in has high frequency in physical terms. Okay, light ultraviolet is an extremely high frequency wavelength. Similarly, the light that comes from sun to earth has high frequency, and the light that reflects and goes back to the atmosphere. Now imagine the same thing happening at a global level. So light comes in, 50% of it goes back, and then the light that goes back gets trapped by carbon in the atmosphere. When I say carbon, it means three things: carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. All these three things together are called greenhouse gases. So in a greenhouse, the heat gets trapped. So this principle at a global level when it operates, the earth heats up because light cannot go outside. It doesn't mean that all carbon is not bad. We need medium carbon. Because if there is no carbon in the atmosphere, the earth will go back to ice ages. So currently there is around 3000 to 3200 gigatons of carbon in the atmosphere. 1 gigaton is 100 crores. The earth needs a minimum degree of around 2000 gigatons of carbon to maintain the earth as warm as it is today. Now the problem is that we have an additional extra 1200 or so carbon that is produced after the Industrial Revolution. Industrial Revolution started with coal engine, right? So all hydrocarbons like coal, diesel, petrol, gas, everything, it produces carbon. So this carbon emission is the root cause of global emissions and the global warming. So the idea is how to stop it. That is our discussion about how to stop global warming. And one of the most primary reason or the solution or the mitigation measures propounded is to build forest and plant more trees. Okay, so now the question is, are trees a solution? This is the question. Can we fight global warming by producing or by planting more trees? See, the answer is, the carbon, there are different ways of carbon sequestration. So the carbon that is generated, almost 1/3 can be absorbed by the trees or the forest. 1/3, the sea absorbs it. 1/3 to 1/4, so 2/4 remains in the atmosphere. So the point is, even if you plant the entire world surface area, the land surface area with trees and forests, the kind of carbon that we are emitting right now, that is 50 gigatons per year. Okay, we cannot absorb all of it. We can absorb only 1/3 of it. 2/3 will remain. So planting more trees is just one of the mitigation measures, and that is not a final solution. And the problem why I am standing here is because the community that I represent, that is farming community, we are at the receiving end of both the problem and the solution. Problem everyone knows. Irrational rains, unseasonal rains, and non-timely rains, creating havoc in the farming sector. Now the solution that is put forward by most of the agencies, including government, is planting more trees and developing more forests. Because of which the farmers are being driven away from their farmland for various reasons. Forest department is buying up their lands. As Biju sir said, wild animal attacks. It's a major problem. People are leaving their farms, their farmlands where they have been cultivated for centuries. They don't just look at the newspapers. In Idiki district alone, the last one, in January, till January 30th today, 3 people have been killed by elephants. In Wayanad, tiger attack, 2 people were killed last year. And every day there are tiger sightings and cattle, etc. That's log bears in Wayanad again, bison, all sorts of wild animals are creating havoc in the areas which are nearer to the forest. And people are being driven away. And when we try to resist, the society kind of accuses us, saying that you guys are encroachers, you have destroyed the forest, and you are causing this climate change, because of which the people cannot live in the cities. It is impacting the climate. All the blame is also, unfortunately, put on the farming community. So my point here is that the farmers are actually protectors of the environment. And I'll show you some data. See here, this is ecological footprint and per capita carbon emission of various countries. Okay, see, ecological footprint means that, see, Canada and US are at the top. It's 8.08 and 8.04. It means that if everyone, if this earth wants to live like an average American or a Canadian, we need 8 earths. We just one earth is not sufficient. Which means they are using 8 times more resources than an average citizen in the whole world. Now look at India's number. See here, India is 1.19. They are just above the mark. And this is the ecological footprint. Now Canada, USA, Australia, Russia, these are the leading countries who are utilizing more resources. Now look at per capita carbon emission in terms of tons. Canada 14.25, USA 14.95. And then look at the India, just 2 tons. Now what the solution, see there is something called IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. And UN at the UN level there are very serious discussions happening on this. Now the solution put forward is that these guys who are generating 5 or 6 times more carbon, asking us, the Indians, who are producing just 1/5 of the carbon, they are asking us to reduce our carbon footprint, and asking us to plant more trees and increase forests, so that their carbon can be stored here. This is the basic problem. The solution to global warming is not planting of more trees. That is only one part of the solution. 1/3 of the solution lies there. But 2/3 lies in actually reducing carbon footprint. Average American has 2 cars, 4 ACs. Average Indian has how many cars? So they are not willing to reduce their developmental facilities, the kind of lifestyle that they have been having. They are asking us to reduce ours. So this is the dichotomy, this is the paradox. And they are trying to buy out our government and our policies by making money. It's simple. Because of which the farming community is getting affected. That is the whole point that I am trying to make. Now this is some of the comparison. So we need to understand where we stand. There is a large scale belief that Kerala, we are not an ecologically or environmentally friendly people. There is a large scale belief that we are not environmentally friendly. But the truth is that Kerala is one of the most environmentally friendly places in the whole world. Not only in India. So these are some of the basic numbers. See, Russia has the maximum forest cover in the world, 81 crore acres. And their population density is just 9. Brazil is second, 50 crores, and it is 26. USA 31 crore, and population density is just 37. India, 7.2 crore acres of forest, and overall percentage is 22% of the total Indian land mass is forest cover, and the population density is 481. Now look at Kerala. We have around 28 lakhs forest cover, and the percentage of forest cover in the total land mass of Kerala is 54%. 54%. And look at the population density, 926. Nowhere else in the world you will see a land mass which is as big as Kerala, which has 54% forest cover with this kind of high density population. That is the reality. We are an extremely ecologically and environmentally friendly state and friendly people. But unfortunately, the common belief is that we are not. We are just messing up the environment. There are a lot of floods, landslides, and these farming activities are causing all this. That is not true. We are an ecologically and environmentally friendly people. We should be proud of it. Unfortunately, we are living with a lot of guilt consciousness and believing that we are messed up with our health. Not true for Kerala, at least. Okay, now next one. This is something called GHG, greenhouse gas calculation. So the net emission, per capita emission in Kerala is minus 0.37, which means we absorb more than we emit. The global target is to become net zero by 2050. Kerala is already minus. This is 2013 estimate. Now the latest estimate is not available. So we are already carbon neutral and negative. See, there are no large scale industries. The only pollution that we are making is from motor cars, basically. There are no large industries. And there is enough and more cover, forest cover, to absorb all this carbon that we are emitting. And then minus. So please get these numbers right. There is absolutely, we are doing perfectly fine. There is no reason to worry about or feel guilt conscious about the kind of carbon that we are emitting. US and Canada and European Union, they have to be worried and they should bring it down, not us. That is the solution. Okay. Now this is one study that we did in Palakkad district. So basically I told you 54% forest cover. The actual reserve forest is 29% in Kerala. But we have 54% forest cover. Who makes this forest cover? It is the farmers. This is the farmland we studied in Palakkad. 3 acres of forest land has a net sink of around 450 tons of carbon in 1 year. So the farmers are actually generating more carbon sink than the actual forest. This is the number of forest cover data. ISFR data. 54% is Kerala. Look at Tamil Nadu, 20%, Karnataka, 20%, Andhra, 20%. So most of our states are around 20-25 range. We are 54. Now coming to the next one. The common belief that forest area is getting destructed. There is large scale depletion of forest in Kerala. Again, wrong notion. This is actually government data. See, from 1960s to 2020, there is a steady increase in forest. From 25% to 29.65%. We have 29.65% actual forest, which is under the forest control, forest department control and legally defined as forest. And the forest cover that includes green cover outside forest, that is 54%. The target for India as a country is to have 33% forest cover. 33% forest cover in 2030. Kerala is already at 54, even now, 2023. And it is increasing. This is a fact. Now, another belief that there is large scale encroachment in Kerala forest. This is from the Forest Department data. In 2018, there is 32 square kilometers of forest that has been encroached as per government report. We have 11,532 square kilometers of forest in Kerala. Of which 32 is what government claimed, which is reduced to 20. So the encroachment is also reducing. Okay, now I will show you the human life conflicts. These are the number of people who are dying in wildlife attack. This is around 100 to 150 people are dying every year because of wildlife attack in Kerala. And this number talks about the actual, why is it happening? There is a large scale misconception that this human animal conflict occurs because of encroachment of forest. As I told you the forest data, that is not so. Now what is causing it? There is uncontrolled growth in the number of wild animals in Kerala. For example, take elephants. In 1993, there were 4,286 elephants in Kerala. Now in 2011, it is 7,490, which means 3,000 elephants increased over a period of 80 years. The same is true for all species. Now look at now, 4,840 to 17,860, almost 6-7 times growth. Now look at all these numbers, including tigers. Tiger greatest count is 190. Why not there are 150 tigers? For one tiger, we get a space of 20 square kilometers, which is around 5,000 acres. Why not wildlife sanctuary? The area is 344 square kilometers. which means by that can handle only 80 to 20 riders. There are 154 riders, which is 7 times more the capacity. So what we are saying is that the carrying capacity has to be studied. The number of wild animals has to be controlled based on carrying capacity. Anything above carrying capacity has to be either translocated or removed. There are no two ways about it. Increasing forest cover or increasing forest is not a solution for human wildlife conflict. The number of animals has to be controlled. Unfortunately, the current legal system does not permit it. So we are proposing the legal regime change. The Wildlife Protection Act of 1972 has to be changed. The wildlife has to be treated like a renewable resource. It's like a tree. Tree, if you cut, you plant a new tree, it grows again. Wildlife is a renewable resource. It should be treated like one. Otherwise, people will die. 500 people are being killed in India only due to elephants. Kerala, I showed you the numbers. Around 100 to 150 people are being killed every year. And Article 21 of Indian Constitution guarantees that right to life is a fundamental right. So where is this fundamental right going for these people? These harmless people being killed by wild animals. So unfortunately, there is no public support for these people who are being killed. Everyone who is killed is kind of accused, saying that you guys across forest. The recent Arikomar issue, you know, the Arikomar issue was a very controversial issue. So I've been on the TV news channels discussing about it. So everywhere, these environmentalists, the so-called natural lovers, they came and straight away accused us. You guys have encroached elephant paths, elephant land. And the point is that in the Chinnakanal village, there is not even a single inch of forest. It was all revenue land. So this misconception is kind of created in a scene where these people who are being killed, who are always under the fear of being killed by animals, there is nobody to talk about. They are always being attacked. So as I told you, the farming community are always at the receiving end, both at the problem end and at the solution end. So the young people like you guys have to really understand and go to the root of the cause and understand why it is happening and not go by the popular notions, which is highly misled. So that is why I am here to talk from a farmer's point of view. So these two problems are real problems. It needs solutions, but the kind of solutions that we are chasing now are unfortunately not fit to solve those issues. We are not addressing the root cause. So with this, I am concluding my talk now.